Hi and welcome to the new video. I have another exciting perfumery house to discover. Today we have ORMAIE. It's a French niche perfumery brand. I bought my discovery set on an official website and I've been testing it for about 2 weeks, so now I'm ready to make a review. A few general words about the brand. It's a French niche perfumery brand, family owned, pretty artistic. There are 10 fragrances, like 9 in a box plus 1 extra one. That's a new release, very good one. What I love about this house is how curated it is. Every single fragrance has a unique story, unique inspiration. It is also reflected in the bottles. The geometry of the caps is unique for every fragrance, and we are gonna try to decode some of those. I also love the variety of stories presented in this discovery set. Every fragrance is not like the other one. There is so much inspiration in here. Together with the discovery set, I got some blotting papers in a format that is most comfortable for me, those kind of rectangular thick paper. So I'm gonna use them for my today's review to make my experience excellent. First fragrance I have is the latest release. It is called 1812. So let's begin with this one. Really one of my favorites from the brand. It's a cherry fragrance, a sour cherry fragrance. This fragrance, it wraps around you like a soft chiffon. It's so fruity, bright, youthful, so romantic. The mood it creates, it's like summer, youth, like young years, first love, first date. Like it's just so happy. And according to the brand, this fragrance illustrates laughter, joy, carefree young years. It is sweet, a touch sour like a cherry. There's beautiful fruitiness, and I just love this kind of perfect balance between sweetness and sourness. And then there is a floral bouquet, which is pretty abstract. It's not too obvious. I cannot really pick any particular flowers. Everything is so skillfully blended, created together. I get a vibrant, fruity opening, pretty fresh even. And then there is a beautiful powdery heart with violet and irises with some lipstick resembling texture. The notes we have here: fresh, rose, lychee, bergamot, mandarin. In the heart we have rose, cherry, almond, violet, heliotrope, so lots of powdery notes. In the base, sage, sugar, sandalwood, vanilla. Looking at the notes and smelling this scent, I can imagine this candy, kind of crisp shell of the candy with something soft inside, something jammy inside, so when you bite it, it cracks, but then it melts into something delicious in your mouth. Like it has this funny kind of texture. 1812 means 18th of December. It probably means something for the author, for the creator of this fragrance, but we don't know what exactly. Maybe it's his mother's birthday. We don't know. Cap is reminiscent of the femininity of a lock of the hair, wavy hair that cascades down, hair pulled into a bun. I just love how creators look for inspiration in such intangible things as the wave of the hair, so beautiful, like instead of lost cherries and bitter peaches. If you don't know what those mean, please Google. Beautiful fragrance. I would give it 5 hearts out of 5. Like, it's a good candidate for my collection, actually. Like, big like. Next fragrance we're gonna explore is TABLEAU PARISIEN. Another great artwork. It's amber. It's like so... I will find the words to describe it. Give me a second. In my opinion, it's a powerful scent that perfectly illustrates the image it was inspired by: Paris. Possibly Paris in the beginning of the century. The bottle of TABLEAU PARISIEN is an homage to the Paris of Art Deco era. So what is it for me? It's a fatty, shameless tuberose, dressed elegantly in spicy notes, green ages, there's basil, petitgrain, deeper notes of rose, heliotrope, and lots of smoke, tobacco, fève tonka, ambery base, there's vanilla, benzoin. All I get here is beautiful smokiness, Dark amber, spices, leaves, and all of that together brings me a beautiful abstract tea accord. Yeah, it feels like this hot, dark, spicy, a bit nutty even cup of tea. This brings to my memory Winter Palace from Memo, another beautiful tea fragrance, but Tableau Parisien is more decadent, more dramatic even. It doesn't lack this Parisian decadence, very symbolic fragrance, but also pretty wearable and truly beautiful. Like, if you don't like tuberose or tobacco, I don't personally like tobacco that much, I would still recommend you to try this fragrance, because this expressive interpretation of those notes, it's totally different. Plus this tea accord that I personally get here a lot, just balance everything and makes it so wearable. I was wearing it on my skin, I really enjoyed it, it's very artistic, but I still felt very comfortable in it, like my skin loved it. It's such a beautiful, ambery, delicious fragrance. I will give this fragrance 4.5 hearts out of 5. It's a good one, a really good one. After traveling in time through the streets of Art Deco Paris, let's get some fresh air. Oh, is it really fresh? Let's see. Les Brumes. Les Brumes. Les Brumes is one more tuberose dominant fragrance in the line, but so different. I'm shocked how hot it feels for me. It's like this heavy summer humid air that you can barely breathe. Weird experience, but pretty cool scent. It is strongly lemony in the opening, and then there is a tuberose, which is very green. I get even some metallic nuances. The notes here: lemon, mandarin, bergamot, ginger, cardamom, sage, jasmine, tuberose, and the woody base: cedar, sandalwood, vetiver, mate. It's giving me this kick in the nose with its strong asperidic notes. It's acid, almost like a soda, like a sparkling soda. There is ginger, sage, and in the dry down I do get this mate and lots of woody notes. It dries down into something fresh but woody. The fragrance illustrates the morning in the citrus field, so you can imagine how citrusy it is. Shortly, it's a green, lemony scent, no sweetness, but lots of fresh spices and woody notes. It's definitely unisex. I wouldn't say it's a crowd-pleasing fragrance. It is maybe not a safe blind buy because it's like so citrusy. You have to love green tuberoses and like pungent lemon notes to enjoy this fragrance. I can't say it's my favorite, but I do appreciate it because it has something in it. Especially I love that it creates this kind of suffocating, in a good way, feeling of humid summer air. It's not often I come across this kind of sensation in a fragrance. I do find it wearable, like it just needs the right moment. I will give it 3.5 hearts out of 5. I think so far this house is my best discovery of 2024. I just love how they create their fragrances with such an effort, such an artistic inspiration. And this great variety of scents. We're going to talk about really different scent profiles within one video. For me, it feels like a cinema festival when you watch lots of short format movies telling very different stories. That's that kind of experience. Let's move on. From the lemon field, we take a trip to an exotic island, Livre Bleu. An atmospheric fragrance. It's not my favorite, it's not my profile, but that's a very expressive one. And what's more, the development of this fragrance, it's super exciting. It starts very floral with notes of lilies, oranges. That's pretty unusual. And then it turns into slightly powdery cacao with notes of rum, vanilla, benzoin, patchouli, so pretty exotic. From those cold petals of lily flower towards this sandy, powdery vanilla and cacao, that's a pretty exciting transition. They mention black vanilla, essence of cane sugar and cacao, a note that reveals a form of animality, something obscure and attractive at the same time. That's kind of true, yeah. I wouldn't say it's animalic, but it has some kind of aggression in this fragrance. It is dark, exotic, and even this pyramid cap, it refers to the fragrance's mystical facet. Like, to sum up how I see this fragrance, it brings me a bit of vintage vibe. It's very ambery in the base. Vanilla in this fragrance doesn't bring much sweetness, but instead contributes to this ambery accord, emphasizing it. And then there are lots of beautiful floral notes powdered with this cacao, so pretty unusual concoction. Very multifaceted fragrance. Pretty fun experience. Maybe not my favorite from the brand, but I would still generously give this fragrance 3.5 hearts out of 5. It really takes you on a journey, this combination of notes, orange, lilies, cacao. That is something. Next fragrance is one of my favorite from the house, maybe top 3. It is called Le Passant. It's a lavender fragrance, but such a captivating one. It's not aftershave or lavender soap. It's different. Look, I find it very summery, almost sun-dried lavender with flowers and herbs. I just love those garden flowers in here, the marigold. It is so it's warm like a hay in the sun, so herbal, like so natural. I even get some honey facets, some warmth from vanilla. I've been obsessed with lavender fragrances recently, especially when they have a touch of sweetness. With this fragrance, I imagine myself walking in the fields under the afternoon sun in July in the heat of summer. It has this golden undertone. Imagine the rays of light playing in the grass, this dusty air. I have this vision, I have memories from Tuscany. I will add the video that can illustrate that feeling, this golden undertone. For me, it's not a lavender dominant fragrance. I get here the whole bouquet of summer flowers. So romantic, so natural, so soft. What kind of flowers? Let's see in the notes. Lavender, marigold, amarys, also bergamot, tonka beans and vanilla. On the website I found that creator is saying that it's an homage to men's perfume, a delicate masculinity, a charismatic lavender. I can't support this at all. It is at least unisex fragrance, even leaning more feminine in my opinion. They say it's charismatic, but for me it's so gentle, so kind, so soft. Like, I see this fragrance totally different. If you like dry summer flowers, including lavender, this warmth that it brings, delicate golden sweetness, don't miss this fragrance. It has so much atmosphere, so much warmth. I'm a big fan. I would give it 4.5 hearts out of 5. Maybe even 5 out of 5. I've been wearing it on my skin. It felt so good. Just 5 out of 5. Good. What's gonna be next? Let's get a bit uncomfortable. Toi toi toi. Toi 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 means good luck in German, and it is used by dancers before the performance. Waxed parquet floors and incense bind the woods together. This is not for me. It's too theatrical. There's maybe even too much waxed floors for my liking. I don't like wearing incense on my skins. It just doesn't work for me. It turns sour on my skin. It smells too smoky for me. Not my type of profile. And also this pungent black pepper note on top. That's not typically what I would wear. The notes here: incense, black pepper, cedar, sandalwood, patchouli, vetiver, vanilla, cypriol. Vanilla? Maybe. It doesn't change my overall perception of this fragrance as something super waxy, woody, spicy. But yeah, maybe there is some sweetness in the base. My husband liked this fragrance quite a bit, especially in the dry down. but I really can't wear such scent profiles. It's hard to review this fragrance objectively because I simply don't like it. I would give it 1.5 hearts out of 5. Just not my thing. Same for our next fragrance, MARQUE-PAGE. It is also not my profile, but there are some nuances. I do appreciate it. The light plays with the shades of terracotta. Even the juice is so orange. Oof, there is oud, incense, leather. There is like everything that is so challenging for me. But oh my god, how interesting. Like, I don't like it, I wouldn't wear it, but I can't stop smelling it. It just feels so skillfully done. The structure is so complex. Besides everything I mentioned, I get here some waxy flowers and some boozy notes. There is incense, davana, artemisia, leather, geranium, jasmine, orange blossom, iris, oud, sandalwood, amber, vetiver, patchouli, cedarwood. From my experience, such great contrast of notes and such variety of different notes can create such a mess. It can be literally a soup of different perfume ingredients. But here it all works together so well. It's like an orchestra of notes. I don't like it, I wouldn't wear it, but I just appreciate how skillfully it's done, and it needs its own human, this fragrance. And it's surprising. The fragrance draws inspiration from the leather bookmark that founder's father took with him on his travels. Powerful oriental notes of leather, oud, incense, spices, sublimed by the delicacy of iris. The geometry of the cup is pretty appealing. It's an orange crescent moon that recalls the oriental architecture and terracotta pigments. It's beautiful. Overall, it's pretty unusual scent. I don't want to smell like this, but if I come across someone wearing this fragrance, I would be very surprised. It's pretty vivid, beautiful inspiration, beautiful image it creates. I would give it 3 hearts out of 5. Like, I just appreciate the complexity of this fragrance. Next fragrance is called simply 28 Degrees. For me, it's an orange blossom sorbet. I will say it straight away, I find it a little bit boring. It's not my favorite fragrance from the house. 28 Degrees, as you can guess, is an ode to summer. The fragrance is inspired by the walk in the south of France. You can smell orange blossom, jasmine, tuberose. The temperature is 28 degrees, perfect temperature. I'm always confused by the orange blossom dominant fragrances. I find them somehow boring when they're just simply floral or citrusy, and this one is unfortunately not an exception. I don't get much inspiration from this fragrance. What I find funny in here is the texture. It has this cold, fresh, a little bit grainy texture, like a sorbet, like a crushed ice, this lemony orange blossom taste, flavor. There are lots of citrusy notes, lemon, bergamot, mandarin, pink pepper, lots of floral notes, rose, jasmine, tuberose, orange blossom, sandalwood, vanilla, immortelle. It doesn't cause much emotions in me. It is simple, easy, pleasing fragrance, and the white cap, it is reminiscent to the warm, white suns of summer. It's supposed to be a comforting scent. Quite boring fragrance in my opinion. It's funny what they say, the perfect temperature 28 degrees, because for me, the girl from the north, the perfect temperature is not higher than 17 degrees. I don't like hot weather at all. 15, 17, that's a perfect temperature for me. I don't know, just a nice orange blossom fragrance. I would give it 3 hearts out of 5. It's not bad, it's very good, very fresh, but nothing surprising. The next one is surprising though. It is called Papier Carbon. It is licorice and paper. So unusual. Oh, this note of anise, oh, so good. For me, the note of anise, licorice is one of the most addictive notes. You cannot get your nose away from this fragrance. There is something captivating in it. It is inspired by creators' childhood memories, the paper at school, the wood of the library, and the licorice we loved as children. I just love the smell of anise, licorice. I also love the taste. I love licorice candies. I love salmiakki. It's a Finnish salted licorice. Delicious. This is a good one. It is woody, slightly boozy licorice. It is not spoiled by some artificial sweetness. It's naturally sweet and spicy. The notes here: bergamot, coffee, lots of spicy notes, anise, cardamom, nutmeg, sage, lavender. There is a lot of woody notes: patchouli, vetiver, gaiac wood, ambrette. Those spicy notes in here, they're so mild and so like pleasant. The star anise is really center and front, like you can feel it very prominent. I wouldn't say I get any feeling of paper in here. For me, it's first of all spicy, slightly boozy fragrance, very appealing licorice with this dark woody base. Yeah. I'm glad to say that this fragrance is so balanced and so wearable. I was wearing it on my skin and it warms up very nicely, very spicy, this kind of delicious, very good experience. The mood this fragrance creates, it's so melancholic, so nostalgic. It belongs to autumn wardrobe. Imagine October, hot coffee, licorice, scarves, sitting on a terrace and writing some dreams, some thoughts in your diary. Yeah, that's a whole vibe. Very good fragrance for my liking, very wearable. I would give it 4 hearts out of 5. I appreciate it, and I'm gonna wear it in October. Oh no, I think we have only one fragrance left. YVONNE. YVONNE. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fragrance. YVONNE is the mother of the family, of the fragrance family. just a mother. It's when I smell it, I have this clear image of this caring feminine figure that loves, that can hug you, that takes care of you, that brings comfort. Those warm, loving arms. This is YVONNE fragrance. From what I understand, the creator of this fragrance illustrated his grandmother with this scent. YVONNE was developed as a great feminine fragrance, a tribute to the great classics of perfumery, a chypre accord of rose and patchouli modernized by red fruits, an elegant and timeless fragrance. I can't agree more. It definitely has this a bit vintage, a bit grandma vibe, but so timeless. Those beautiful florals, fruits, the notes are gorgeous. There's grapefruit, bergamot, marigold, blackcurrant, pink pepper, rose, jasmine, peach, vanilla, benzoin, tonka beans, sandalwood, patchouli. What a delicious pyramid of scent. It does have the vibe of the designer fragrances of the past, those classic fragrances. Not only it is heavy floral, but it is also pretty heavy fruity berry, those juicy red berries in here, and this patchouli base. It's thick, it's intense. On my skin it was pretty long lasting, performance is great. Even the cup reminds us about red fruits and the touch of femininity. If this description appeals to you, the rose and patchouli with some red fruits, a little bit old-fashioned, if you're leaning more towards classic feminine fragrances but with character, that's a beautiful option. I do love it a lot. It's a fruity chypre with this beautiful feminine warmth and full of love. I would give it 4 hearts out of 5. Beautiful fragrance. It doesn't bring anything new in a perfume industry, but it's so beautifully done and so appealing. Beautiful. Okay, that was it. 10 fragrances. I can't believe there are no more stories to discover. I just love this house so much. I would like to continue testing those fragrances, but there are no more. So let's make some conclusions. My maybe 2 most favorite fragrances from the house is 1812, a beautiful sour cherry scent, and Le Passant. I want to call it lavender, but in fact it's not lavender. It's a dry, sun-dried bouquet of various field flowers, including lavender. It's a whole vibe, the whole mood. So those two are my most favorite from the brand. Also, I love those two fragrances, Papier Carbon, a beautiful anise licorice delicious fragrance, and TABLEAU Parisien, an amber worth trying, beautiful amber. I enjoyed my whole experience with this discovery set. The price was okay, I don't remember now how much was it, but delivery was pretty quick. The packaging was very nice, and I just love each story that fragrances are telling us. And that's it, I guess, for today's video. If you have tried any of ORMAIE fragrances, let me know which one you love. Do you have any bottles of them? I'm considering getting at least one bottle from this house for my collection. I haven't decided which one yet, but I'm a big fan. Thank you very much. See you soon in my next video. Goodbye.